Hi there Internet, Veldrin here. This is the third round from the Q4 tournament held in Helsingborg, Sweden here. This is like 2 weeks just before the regional season kicks off here in Scandinavia. So this was a 3-round tournament just to get people to play some more X-Wing and win those amazing illicit acrylics which everyone wants, because we're all running Jabba as crew on the Trandoshan slavers here. So this is the third round, and this is the final one for the tournament. I said it was just a 3-round event on the afternoon. So we have Glenn on the left, who is flying Darth Vader at pilot skill 11, VI, engine upgrade, the title, harpoon missiles. I just assume they forgot to put in the advanced targeting computer here. And then we have Quick Draw, also at pilot skill 11 with the VI, and he's got the Spec Ops training, fire control system, lightweight frame, and a set of harpoon missiles here as well, which these missiles, they are the new hotness here. And just before the release of the gunboat and the silencer, all of those new ships. Then he's got a Scimitar Squadron pilot with Kylo Ren crew, Agent Callus, and lightweight frame for some extra dodginess here, trying to apply the blinded pilot crit, I assume. And on the right we have Benjamin James, who is flying Ventress with Push the Limit, Let's Razzie, Black Market Laser Tools, and the Shadowcaster title. And he's got 2 Black Sun Aces. They got the backside title, Deadeye, Harpoons, Scavenger Cranes to get those harpoons back, Guidance Chips, and Failsafe just in case, because they are free. And you can have 3 with the backside title, well, 3 mods, that is. So the first round we've seen here, everyone's just been setting up the approach, and now we have Glenn moving in to set up those harpoon shots, and Benjamin probably setting up harpoons with his Black Sun Aces as well, and then doing some nasty things with the Sash. We're probably going to see one of those aces go boom before it gets to shoot, and just to make sure, he applies blinded pilot here, I think, on the closest Black Sun Ace, to make sure if it doesn't die, at least it's not going to shoot its harpoon on one of those Imperial Aces. So yes, they've been going through the damage deck, and I assume it's going to be the blinded pilot that we're going to see here. Too much glare, but I assume that's the one we are having dealt here. So next up we have the Black Sun Aces, and they are doing 2 straights, 3 straights. So that means a 4 straight should clear from Ventress in case he wants to go ahead, or a 1 straight will clear behind them. So that's pretty nice move there. But this one, I might not have arc here on any of the Imperial Aces. Maybe if Ventress can trigger the Shadowcaster title. Oh, he's doing a 5 straight. Yeah, that's the one he's needing to clear, of course, because you have to add the extra 1 for the base of the Black Sun Aces there. So yeah, a 1 straight or a 5 straight we made clear for that move from the Aces. And he's going to swivel the Shadowcaster mobile arc, or the rotating arc, whatever it's called. So he can stress one of those, probably one of the... well, they're not going to shoot Ventress, so he won't get the Let's Razzie. But hey, we'll see. It's still stress for free. And then we have, let's see, this is Vader or Quick Draw. I'm not really sure. Looks like Vader. But it looks like what's Quick Draw's dial, but they do have the 3 bank, both of them, and it's not red, so. It's a target lock. Glenn's he's using Armada ships, the mini ones, to make sure to show which target lock he's setting where. And the same move from Quick Draw. Vader also focus, of course, because he does have 2 actions. And I think he's going to target lock it again. And indeed he is. So I think that Black Sun Ace is dead before it gets to shoot. And the other one does not have arc, unless the Shadowcaster manages to tractor beam the TIE Bomber, or TIE Shuttle as it is, because he's going to have the title on, which you just forgot to put it on the squad list there. And that looks like 2 eyes. So 1 hit, 1 crit maybe. So he's going to spend the target lock for 3. And Benjamin blanks out. So that's going to be 1 shield, the blinded crit, and another crit. Now we forgot to put out the shields there on the card, so here they come. 3 Ventress and nothing on the damaged ones, of course, because the shield's gone at once. Yeah, that crit. Yep. So it was just 1 crit. So yeah, it was 2 crits, maybe 1, I don't get it. Oh, the harpoons, it just makes the game so much slower because you have to figure out how stuff. So yeah, it was 1 hit, which took the shield, and 2 crits. 1 triggered Planet Pilot, and the other one triggered whatever else he drew there. And we don't really have to care because that ship is going to go boom here soon as the next missile is coming. And the harpoon condition is added, which means it will splash onto Ventress and the other Black Sun Ace. So here comes Vader's missiles. I think that's going to be unobstructed. Oh no, he's not shooting. He's just going to make sure. He's thinking he's going to kill him anyway with Vader's crit from ATC. So he's going to spend for 2, which means 1 crit goes through, triggers the effect, and adds another damage. So the Black Sun Ace should be dead no matter what here. Yes, harpoon is tricky. So 1 goes under the, or 1 triggers because he was hit with a crit, and then 1 damage goes through, which kills it, and then there's going to be splash damage to everything in range 1, which is 1 from Ventress, and 1 from the other whatever. So we can see that they've updated the dead Black Sun Ace, but I don't think they remember to update the shield losses on the overlay. We'll see. We had the computer standing by next to here, so the players could update this live. And that means we are having Ventress shooting next. They forgot the stress, or maybe they did, but they just didn't put the stress token out, so Vader is stressed. And remember, this is just a Q4 tournament, so in case he forgot it and he wanted to do it afterwards, I don't think Glenn would mind, because it's not hyper level competitiveness here. Yeah, removing all those no longer needed target locks. So yeah, Ventress on the bomber, yeah, because I think he's going for the tractor beam effect as well here. And it looks to be range 1. 4 dice, that's 3 hits, so probably a hit here. 2 evades, which is not enough. So 1 damage, and the tractor beam effect kicks in because that works at range 1 and 2. Oh, he nudged his Black Sun Ace there, I don't know if they noticed. Let's see if this affects the arc, because I think he's going to barrel the bomber here. Yep. So the Black Sun Ace can shoot his harpoon at the bomber next. So the scimitar, as you can see on the overlay, they did adjust that, so it did take 1 whole damage. And I don't know what they're talking about right now. Yeah, here comes the tractor beam effect. And then he's going to shoot with the last remaining Black Sun Ace. So harpoon and guidance chips for that crit. So it looks like 4 hits, or 3 hits and a crit. And he has 1 agility. So I think he's rolling too many dice here, because he was hit by the tractor beam. Lightfoot frame will give him 1 more, but it didn't matter because he got nothing. So that means there should be 1 hit point left on that bomber, unless there's a direct hit, but I don't think there is. I don't think there is. And that's the harpooned condition on that one. So welcome to Harpoon Wing. Everyone's using those missiles. There was a lot of missiles. I flew 2 Skurgs with Deadeye. One Deadeye, one long range scanner, Pascal 1, and Fenrir. So harpoons are effective when you get them to work, and they're not super difficult to get to work. And then the bomber shoots back, and the Black Sun spends his focus for no damage. And we are back to dials. And now we're set for the next turn, and we're going to start with the scimitar. And that looks like a 4 straight. Getting just past Ventress. Being in front of the Black Sun Ace there, in case it just goes 1 straight, where I don't think it will. Hard to see here because Ventress is blocking the view. He's assigning, I'll show you the dark side here. To take away a shot, I guess he's going to do blinded pilot on, don't know who he's going to target here. It could be either one of the ships. We'll just figure it out as we go along here, which ship we targeted. Okay, so here's the Kirax fighter. Is this going to be a K-turn here? I think it is. They're marking the bomber. And let's see here. Looks like a 5K. And indeed it is. So that means he should have a nice shot at the bomber. If nothing else, at least. He gets stressed, so no focus for the Deadeye shooting here. And then we have Ventress. Hard turn 2 perhaps, or maybe a 3? 3. There she goes. A lot of bumping into ships, but nothing really moved, I think. Clearing the stress since green, the 3 hard is green on the Lancer class. And let's see. He's probably doing push here. Focus evade. I think, yeah, he doesn't need to rotate the arc here because he should be pointed to the left. He's going to do black market slicer tools here because he might be able to do damage to Vader. And the stress goes away, so I assume that 1 damage onto Vader under shields. And then push the limit for, I think, a focus. Then we have the Imperial Aces here, and that's looks like a hard 2 from quick draw. Maybe a bank. Let's see when he removes his. No, it's just 1 bank. Okay. So that means he's got a shot on the Kirax fighter. If he wants, he might have a butt cannon shot as well on Ventress, but I don't think so. There's the potential barrel roll to the left. Maybe he can get out of arc to avoid the stress, but I think Ventress is hoping to stress Vader again, because Vader's greens aren't very good. Well, quick draws aren't either, but he's not as fragile as Vader. He's got shields and he gets to shoot. So that's kind of, oops, hard 2, that fits. That was a nice move. Just not bumping into quick draw, because if he had, he'd probably be in a very bad spot due to Ventress. So he targets lock Ventress and takes focus for Vader's second action. So this probably means that I'll show you the dark side has been assigned to Ventress, because the crit from Advanced Targeting Computer is very good for triggering it. Stress on Vader from Ventress, and we're into the shooting phase. So here's Vader's shot into Ventress, range 1. And that looks like hit and a crit. 2 hit and a crit. And 2 evades, which means the crit is not cancelled, and the blinded pilot goes through. if I did that correctly. Then we have quick draw, and I guess it's a range 2 shot on the Kirax fighter. Just one. Oh, he's shooting out the back at Ventress. Okay. Why didn't he shoot first out the front? 2 dice on the Kirax and then back. Well, I guess he forgot. But he gets the target lock from fire control system, which is good. And now, I guess Benjamin is thinking who the Kirax is going to shoot at. The bomber is at 1 hit point left only. So that could be the good target here. I don't think he wants to shoot quick draw, because taking away shields here should be bad. Maybe Glenn remembers he can shoot both out of the front and back this turn. So that was 4 dice. Oh, okay. I guess it was just 1 hit and a crit, so the blinded pilot did not go through here. So this is Ventress, and her attack is evaded. Yeah, of course it is, because he could remove the stress as well. Yeah. Silly me. Okay, so now we have the Kirax, and its shot is evaded. And your turn begins. Well, they're sitting dials here. So if I'm Ventress, I'm going to go slow. Well, you're stressed because you pushed last turn, so maybe you do a 2 straight, because that's green, and put the arc to the back, or you do a heart to the left, but then you have to do a 3 right to clear the stress, and then you're in a bad spot with all those rocks. Or maybe you're just going to go run for it in case Vader hard turns to follow. But either way, you're going to have to, I think, a 2 straight, rotate the act backwards and take the focus, because then you're set up for a nice hard turn next turn. So most of the dials are down. Well, changing again here. The Kirax is just going to do a 2 bank to the something to the left, maybe chasing the bomber, or he's going to try to block. Maybe if he goes to the right, you could block Sloop from quick draw, and maybe even set up a rear shot on Vader in case Vader turns. But I think the ties should be going for the Kirax here. I'm going to let Ventress get out of dodge for a turn or 3, but make sure she's the only ship left. The Kirax will go down pretty quick to focused fire from quick draw on Vader. And the bomber is this going to be a 5k, or no? He's just running away, trying to keep it alive. It's just a 1 hit point, so every turn it stays alive is just a bonus 1 by now, and it's not going to do any damage anyway. And the Kirax is doing the straight 1, 2, 3, 3, 2, 2 I think. Chasing the bomber, which means he does have a harpoon shot here if he wants to. Not sure you need it though. But the scimitar does have lightweight frame, so 3 attacks on 3 defense with focus, Should work for the red dice, but you never know. That's a 3 bank, okay, yeah, that also sets up a good option for next turn, coming around those rocks. And the arc is still pointed, so if quick draw just goes 1 straight, you will still have a shot with Ventress. They will be out of stress range, but a hard 2 from Vader here puts him into a boost focus, and he already has the target lock, so you're offering your rear end here to Vader. And Glenn just moves 1 straight with quick draw, which I think is the optimal choice here. You're out of stress range from Ventress, and you do have one range 1 shot on the Kirax, and you just switch the target lock. Yep. Potentially you could take a focus, and maybe if Vader is also chasing the Kirax, you don't need to switch target locks here, but well, that looks very close to bump. Yeah, it looks like a bump. So 1 bank would have been better there, but well, and then you should have focused with quick draw instead of taking the target lock, hoping to kill the Kirax. But he might still do that anyway, because at least he's got 3 dice and then 4 dice. So target lock here for just 2. And there's one focus, but I think he wants to keep the focus. It's only two attacks, so or 2 damage. So he takes a shield, I think. Maybe a damage card as well. Then we have quick draw, or I mean Vader range 1 here. And that looks like it's evaded. Yeah, I think Glenn made the right call going for the Kirax here, but I think he should have done the 1 bank with Vader instead, because then he would have had target lock focus from Vader and the focus from quick draw, kept the target lock on Ventress for the future, hoping to kill the Kirax. But so we have a range 3 shot. If you can shoot Vader, shoot Vader. If you can shoot quick draw, you probably shouldn't shoot quick draw. He's going to use the, yeah, of course, spend the focus for 3 hits. And this is probably Vader. So it looks like 2 shields. Which means Vader should now be down to 0 shields and 2 hull points. Let's see if they update the overlay here. As the overlay was, you know, the players were responsible for updating. Yeah, they did. So 2 shields gone from Vader there. And I guess we're going to shoot at the bomber here. So hidden crit, looks like. And looks like the bomber actually escaped. That's good for Glenn, because every turn that thing is alive, it's just a nuisance for Benjamin to have to deal with, because he wastes a shot killing it. And we're back to dials. And let's see, so the bomber, are you running quick or are you hard turning away here? He is running 4th straight, I think. Maybe you should have hard turned to the left there. Try to trick the Kirax not to have a shot, and if it lives, and because it's only down to 2 hit points. And to make sure Ventress is not in range. Yes, see? 2 bank from the Kirax there, so a hard turn to the left with the bomber probably would have been better. But hopefully you can pile skill kill the Kirax here anyway. Now it's Ventress first, yeah. Follow a 3 bank as well. As last turn. Or a 3 hard. Shouldn't be any trouble there. You might be trickier for the next turn, because that big rock is, you know, you have to go past it next turn, which means if the bomber is still alive, it should be able to block Ventress next turn. Well, could you bank 1 to the right? I don't think so. I don't think there's room for the next turn then. So we'll say she's probably going to just, I don't know, target lock focus, try to kill the bomber, because Vader and quick draw are obviously not going for Ventress this turn. There's a lot of stress laying around. I don't know if it should be there or not. I think he cleared the stress with the 3 hard. Yeah, here's the target lock. Those awesome Griffin Squadron target locks. And then we have a hard 2. Oh, okay, I was expecting a sloop. Because this means quick draw probably is not able to shoot. So he's going to barrel for next turn. Or not. And I definitely hope, yeah, maybe he's actually K-turning with Vader and he doesn't want to do the barrel. He wants to try to go in front, but there's no room. Nope. I would have expected a 3 sleep to the left and a 4K with Vader here, but to try to get as many shots on that Kirax as possible, taking it out. So at least quick draw sets up for next turn. There's a hard 2 or maybe a bank coming next turn. And Vader's 1 bank. If this fits, he'll be happy. It looks like it does, but I don't think he has arc. Hard for me to tell. They're trying. Let's see. Well, we'll see what happens when we get to the shooting phase, which should be now, after Vader has taken his actions. So he's okay, he's probably decided that he does not have arc, so he does a barrel roll. And a target lock on the Kyrax for next turn, so it should be gone by then. But he's given Benjamin a free turn to make sure that bomber goes away. And it's a range 3 through a rock, I guess. Oh, they've got the Warhammer measuring stick, so you can actually check. But if you know trigonometry, you know the shortest one is the straight one. The diagonal one is the longest one. So let's say he's going to spend his target lock. 2 hits. I guess he didn't push for focus. And I think he evaded it. I mean, he got 4 dice, range 3 and rock and lightweight frame. I don't know how he got 4 dice. That looked strange. She should have had 3. Who cares? Well, this one is the right one. I think the bomber took a damage anyway, so it didn't matter. Yep. And the harpoon did nothing because there were no ships in range 1. Okay, so that was good for Benjamin that he had a free round of shooting at the bomber. But now that Kyrax is about to get blown to smithereens by Vader and Quickdraw, they both have target locks on it as well. But Ventress needs to do a 3 straight, I guess, here to get past that rock. Maybe a 2 straight, hard to tell because you can't really see where the base ends on the ship. And okay, dials are down. We have a 7-hull, 1 shield Ventress, a 2-hull Kyrax versus Vader at 2-hull, and an untouched Quickdraw, which in my book should favor the Imperials slightly because Quickdraw versus Ventress in the end game, if she wants to kill him, he'll do some real damage to her, despite the stress mechanic and lats, because the second shot will have none of that. It will already be used up. This looks very good. Yep, the 3 straight, perfect. I think that's the optimal Ventress move there. You have the arc already to the left, and now you can just bank next turn to stay on the board and have your stress arc turned towards the Imperials. The Kyrax did the 1 hard, and I'm expecting a hard 2 from Quickdraw here. And then you can barrel if you need. Yeah, it looks like a hard 2. And then a 1 bank from Vader and a barrel roll. Ooh, we decided to just go for the... Okay, it works of course because the barrel roll would have blocked that hard 2. So since he knew what Vader was doing, the focus action on Quickdraw is the optimal one. Okay, no stress. So we're gonna do, let's see, he's gonna shoot with, I don't know who he starts shooting with. I would suggest you start with Vader, because then you get to shoot at Ventress and get the target lock on Quickdraw for next turn from Fire Control System. Yeah, it's Vader. It's a hit and a crit. And there's a focus, you have to spend it to take 1 crit, and if it's a direct hit, it's game over for the Kyrax. And it was a direct hit. And that means Quickdraw now got a free target lock on Ventress, even if he does no damage here. He gets to shoot and set up the target lock for next turn. And I assume, yeah, it's like a 1 hit. Maybe a hit and a crit. And yeah, it took the last shield off from Ventress, so she's now at 7 hull point. So 2 more and she's at half point. And now Ventress can shoot back here. See if he can try to kill Vader, but Vader is tokened up here. So, and at range 3, so I don't think there's going to be anything here. But we'll see. Dice can, especially green dice. That looks like, I think, 3 hits. with the focus. And Vader did indeed blank out, which means he's dead. He spends 1 focus, 1 evade, I mean, takes 2 and dies. That's green dice for you. Okay, so now it is a a healthy quick draw versus 7 hull Ventress, and quick draw needs to do 2 points to be in the lead here, which I think should be doable. There aren't that much time left in the round. He might not be able to kill her, but he should be able to do two damage. So no matter what you do, yeah, 3 hard, that's a good call. But I think quick draw is doing a 1 bank to the left here. Anything else might, risk running into this. You could do a quicker or a faster bank as well. I don't know, maybe you could set up the dream here, get just on the side to get front and back arcs on Ventress, but if Benjamin didn't do the 3 hard, that probably wouldn't be the best move, because you want time to get as many shots as possible here before Ventress is past you. So yes, the 1 bank and just a focus, and you have the target lock from last turn, which was very important here, because I think quick draw is going to be able to push damage through here on Ventress. I can't see the tokens on Ventress, but I assume she has focus evade. He spent the target lock and spent the focus for 4. Yes, you have. Oh, he's spending it on. Okay, try to go to get it past, because Ventress can kill you when you get to shoot again. If you. Now she get to spend the evade and everything, and no damage goes through. So don't shoot, Benjamin. Okay, he got a crit through. Okay, so that means he can't fire anyway. So it's kind of. So 6 hull left on Ventress, I assume here, which means 1 more point for. I don't think that's going to clear. No. Oh, maybe. Oh, it was. No, but that was close. I would have. Maybe not that much. You wouldn't have pivoted that much, but hey. It's just a Q4 tournament, who cares? Should have put the railroad tracks behind it as well. And, I think I would have done a 5 straight with Ventress, trying to get away with her, setting up a new run. Because there's no way you're going to kill quick draw, and you're still not at half points. You're at 6, I think, because he did get the blunted pilot last turn. They just didn't update the overlay. And here's the sloop, which does not take you out of arc. Maybe it had taken you out of arc if they did Ventress the correct way here. So that's kind of sad, but hey, it's just a 3-round quarterly kit tournament here, because now you're double stressed with quick draw. So 1, and using the fire control system target lock for 3 maybe, yes. And Ventress blanks out, she can take 1 stress for 2 damage, and now she's down to half, so. And this is now quick draw's game here. And again, the question is, if Ventress shoots here, she got the crit, got something, I can't see what it is. And they're shooting back. Or she's shooting back, or Benjamin is shooting back. And looks like 1, which is evaded. Which might be unfortunate. No, it's not. It looks like it got through, because here's a revenge shot. And 3. So she could actually die here. But you take the 2nd stress. And looks like 1 more went through. So that looks like 4. And another crit as well. 5. 5 damage cards. And I don't think anyone are a direct hit. So let's see, it might be the last turn of the game. We have a 2 hard, I think there was, which means a 1 or a 2 straight from quick draw here is going to be end of the game, I think. He flipped one of the crits, might have been a console fire or something. And they're probably doing something with that other crit. And then he is doing some tokening up or something. I don't really know. Yeah, okay, maybe he couldn't go straight, and he could use push the limit now to do focus evade. And here's the one straight from quick draw, and a focus. Oops, well, he was just straight. So this should probably be the end here. Well, if Ventress shoots back, if you don't, maybe you just take one here. So 3, or maybe a focus, but yeah, he spends the focus for 4. And Ventress blanks out. So that's the end of the game. So good game, guys. Ventress is tanky, but she can't really stand up to quick draw when he gets to shoot with target lock on focus all the time. Even the stress and lats can't help her.